Here is a list of numbers. I reverse them and print the first number of the reversed list. But when I execute the code, I get this error. In this video you learn why it happens and how to fix it. Look at the error. Object is not subscriptable. Now look at the code. You probably know this syntax as indexing, but actually it is called a subscript. This comes from math, where the number would be written below the text, also known as subscript. So when the word subscription is in the error message, it has to do with indexing. When that happens, in 99% of the time, you are dealing with an object where you thought it was a list, but in fact it is something else. So the first thing I will do is check the type. Aha! The reversed list is not a list but an iterator. So there we have our next question. What is an iterator? Look at the list of numbers. A list provides an iterator that iterates from start to end. Here is a copy of the list where the numbers are reversed. This list can also be iterated from start to end. But the question is, do I really need a copy of the list? And the answer is no. I can also iterate the original list from the end to the start. This prevents creating new lists. The only thing I need is an object that references the original list and iterates it in the reversed order. And that is what the reversed function provides. Objects like these are called iterators. And as their name suggests, their purpose is to iterate. And that works. But what if you really need to access elements at certain indexes? Well, there are a couple of options here. If you're interested in the first element, you can do this. Python shows the first element from the end of the list. What about the next element? Well, you have guessed it. But this code will crash when the iterator cannot produce elements. Now the next function accepts a default value, or you can wrap this code in a try block. And that works. But if you want to access elements at arbitrary indexes, you have to turn the iterator into a new list like this. And now I can do all the things I can also do with the original list. Like asking the length, and getting elements at arbitrary indexes. Yep, that works. But keep in mind that iterators exist for a reason. Iterators, like the reversed iterator, prevents creating copies of lists. A copy is not a problem when the list is small, but if you are dealing with large lists, you should be careful to turn iterators into new lists, as they will create a copy of the original list. And sometimes you don't even need an index to get certain elements from a list by using extended iterator unpacking. And to see how that works, click on this video right now. There you learn how to get elements of any iterator object.